Today is just another what I eat in a week for dinners. Again, I just love to film these because I love to watch them. These meals are rarely planned and they're just a nice realistic look at how I eat dinner during the week. I think that's pretty normal. If I have any inspiration or used any recipes, I'll make sure to link them down in the description. But if not, just sit back and enjoy. Let's get into it. Today I am wanting something like handheld, like a taco or quesadilla. So I think that I'm gonna see what I got and move on with that decision. I found these, picked these up the other day, and I have been dying to try them. I love burnt ends so much. I need to see what these are about. I'm gonna do like a burnt ends taco, quesadilla, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna do these in the oven. I'm gonna prep these, pop them in there, then get some like sauce in there, and then we'll come back to the tortilla part. I think this is gonna be a really easy, quick dinner. They smell good. So I'm just gonna pop out what I need. I'm gonna let them bake like this, and then I'm gonna put sauce on them and like probably throw them under the broiler. The instructions say to put a little water in here, probably give them a little steam bath, and then cover tightly with foil. In the meantime, I am going to make my little version of, I don't know what it's called, but you know, how people do the cilantro lime thing. I originally got this inspiration from Amali Ba's recipe. It was a chicken one. She just called it a cilantro scallion sauce. So what I do, like when I make this brothy chicken, which I did do a video on, I'll link it down below, delicious. I switch it up to parsley and scallion and lemon. Got a whole bunch of scallions. Just trimmed the ends off of them, and now I'm just going to slice them up. A whole bunch of parsley. Chop this up as well. I feel like it's half and half or so. I don't think it matters. These are not measurements really. I never measure this. I just kind of throw it all together. Some lemon juice. I'm also going to be putting olive oil in here, so it is whatever kind of ratio you like. I like it to be a little more tart, so I put more lemon juice in than olive oil. But you can do whatever you want. And it is salt and pepper and some good olive oil. Give this a mix. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm going to taste for seasoning, and I'll just let this sit at room temperature. Grating cheese is not for the weak. This is the most annoying job in the kitchen, but it is worth it to grate your cheese by hand. This is just some Colby Jack. Watch your fingers. When it gets down to the nub, do not try and be a hero. This is your snack. Got my little burnt ends out of the oven. Now I can set these aside and start on my tortillas. Pan on just a medium heat. I think these are fajita sized tortillas. Method will be to get the cheese melty and get the other side of the tortilla crunchy and brown. Then I'm gonna take it off and sandwich in the burnt ends and then my little scallion parsley sauce. See how saucy it's already getting? The salt really draws it all out, and the liquid is just like golden nectar. Little change in plans. I kind of made a mess, so I switched up how I cooked them, and I'm gonna use my little taco holder. But can we taco about this? I am unwell. Now I'm gonna try to just do a little surgery. Pop some of this right in here. Little flaky salt. There is dinner. Yep. That's so good. That scallion parsley sauce, unbelievable. It brightens everything up. It's acidic, rich cheese and meat. It is perfect. Oh, I'll see you tomorrow. I have been craving a BLT for so long, and today is the day. I know it's not tomato season, which makes this kind of upsetting, but I need it, so like I don't care. And this is a nice fast dinner because I literally just got back from work and I would like to go on the couch and rot forever. This sandwich has been made extra easy for me because all I have to do is toast my bread, slice some things, but I prepped bacon the other day for the week. I don't have to make bacon today. See? All I do is lay it out on a sheet pan, put it in a cold oven, preheat it to 400 degrees. When it gets 400, I take it out and I start flipping the bacon around, and then you just pretty much just cook it until your desired crispiness. Got my bread. It is toasted on one side because apparently I cannot learn for the life of me how to work my toaster oven. Always only one side of things is toasted. Whatever, but it's fine because I kind of like these kind of sandwiches to be toasted on one side and like softer on the other because it's just too much texture otherwise. Mayonnaise, it's gotta be Hellmann's. And I am a slatherer of mayo. I love mayonnaise on sandwiches. So salt and pepper goes on the bread. And I have this gorgeous big leafy green lettuce that I've just washed and dried. And then I think tomatoes. I like a very thinly sliced tomato. I'm not a huge tomato person, but when I want them, I want them. But they are definitely better in season. Very important to season your tomatoes. Do not forget bacon. Lots of bacon. In my opinion, a BLT is basically like a bacon sandwich, and then everything else is just extra. And I like pickles on my BLT, so I just slice some up. Crown your king. There's a sandwich for you. Yes, I cut down the middle. I don't care as much as other people about cutting these sandwiches, either middle or diagonal, but you do what you gotta do. Look how good that looks. I'm about ready to get into this, but I have to finish my plate off. These Dots home-style pretzels are unbelievable. Thank you, Costco gods, for this delicious product. There we go. And I feel as though it needs another pickle. Boop. There's dinner. This is hitting the spot. I know some people do their BLTs differently. Very popular thing is to put avocado in there, cheese. Do you make your BLTs any differently than just like BLT? Please let me know. I'll see you tomorrow. It is all of a sudden gloomy and rainy, which in my mind equals I need to be comfortable and I need to eat like comfy food. So I took out some bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs that I'm gonna roast up. Get that skin nice and crispy. I am so excited because I found thick asparagus at the store. My store seems to always only have the thin asparagus, which tastes great, it tastes the same, but I really enjoy a thicker asparagus. And I'm gonna make some smashed potatoes. I am not a potato girly. I only like them if they are crispy. So potato chip, French fry, smashed potatoes. And that shall be dinner. First my potatoes, because they take the longest, because I have to boil them and then I'm going to roast them. But my oven is preheating to 450 Fahrenheit. Trying to get potatoes that are around the same size so they cook evenly. Pop them into my pot, boil them on the stove until they are fork tender, and then we shall come back to them after that. Well, the sun's out now, but I still want cozy food, so we're going forward with the dinner. Just pop these onto a sheet tray. Just lined it with some foil and a little bit of olive oil down there. Spread them out just a little bit. I just take the bottom of a like dish or cup or whatever you have. I just put a little bit of oil on there so it won't stick as much, and just squish them down. That way you get some craggy little pieces right here that are gonna crisp up really nicely, but also a little bit of like a meatier portion, and that cooks up and it's so velvety and soft, but it's not too potato-y, you know, which is the reason why I really don't like potatoes, because they're too potato-y. You can really put whatever you want on here for spices. I'm not like a huge spicy spice person. Olive oil, salt, and I'm gonna use my flaky salt on these ones because I kind of like the crunch that it gives. And yeah, they need a lot. They're potatoes, they're very bland. Pepper, some garlic powder, and onion powder. Now I can just pop them in the oven and I'm gonna cook them until I like the way they look. There really isn't a time. I always kind of check it at like 15 minutes, see where it is, but just check it every now and again and just cook them until how you like them. I know that really doesn't give you any sort of direction, but you know what I mean. Now for my little chicken thighs. I just line a sheet pan with tinfoil because it cuts out so much mess. And then I like it to be lifted off of the pan, so I just use like a cooling rack. Throw these thighs on here, spread everything out, and I like to spray this with some nonstick spray. You can put whatever seasoning you want on these, but I always keep it real simple. This is how my mom always used to make it. A little bit of olive oil, a lot of pepper, some kosher salts, onion powder, and garlic powder. I usually bake these at 375 Fahrenheit for like 40 to 50 minutes, depending on how big or thick your thighs are. And at the very last minute, I throw it on a broil to get the skin really crisped up, because the skin is the best part. Don't let anyone tell you different. And lastly, my asparagus. I just kind of snap these off at their natural snapping point. Threw them in a pan. I have some olive oil in here, salt, pepper, and lemon pepper. Does anyone else save these little elastics? I don't understand why I do, but I like hoard them. Tell me you eat a lot of asparagus without telling me you eat a lot of asparagus. But they come in handy. They're like good elastic bands. And I'm just gonna throw this on the stove until I like the way they look. Again, there's really not a time. I kind of like them a little snappier so I don't cook them as long, but I'm also going to finish them off with some lemon juice. My chicken, you hear that? Asparagus. Gosh, these look good. They smell so good. They're so lemony. And my crunchy potatoes. These things are seriously the best. And there's dinner. I have to try these potatoes. Those are it. They're really good with some vinegar too, like salt and vinegar potatoes. Asparagus. Still so nice and crunchy. Delicious. Now for the best part. This chicken skin. Can we just? The chicken's good too. I love the thigh, but the skin. I'll see you tomorrow. Tonight for dinner, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm making a Costco run, so I might be having a slice of pizza, or maybe I'll find something there that I can come back and cook, or maybe I'm just gonna go out. This is an adventure, but we'll see where it takes us. I am back home now. Ended up going to Costco and then to Texas Roadhouse, where I proceeded to eat 7,000 rolls. What I like to get there are the critters and ribs combo with like all the sides of corn. So delicious. And Costco was a really quick hit too. I just got some more strawberries. I got these. I have always seen them, but I never got them. They're the True Bar, like, are these protein bars? They're the cookie dough and donut. I need to try these very badly. And then I saw these. They're butter toffee cashews. I'm gonna try this right now. I love it. Oh, I smell them. I love a candied nut. These are looking good and they're smelling good. Oh, okay. They're tasting good. Can confirm, very delicious. And one of my coworkers is going out of work for a bit, so I'm putting together like a little basket for him. So I got him some chomps because I hear people love these things and they got a lot of protein. They're good for you, jerky or something. I don't know. And of course a bag of these pretzels because they're so good. So we can have something to munch on when, you know, you can't move around. But yeah, that was my night. I will see you tomorrow. We have made it, finally. I forgot that I had an appointment after work and then I had to go to the store. I am starving, but I do not want to cook. So I'm going to have like the most girl dinner of girl dinner. I am gonna have cheese for dinner. One of my favorite lazy dinners is cheese and bread. So I have some camembert here, just a wheel of cheese. It's very similar to brie, but I like this just a little better. And I've got some sourdough that I'm just gonna slice up and toast. I elevate it just a little bit with some herbs and garlic, but it's so easy, but so delicious. So my cheese, to prep it, I'm gonna take it out of its little plastic wrapper because we are baking this. You don't have to do this, but I just do it because that's how I am. I'm gonna slice one of the tops off of this rind, but you can eat this. I just don't want to. There. A little bit's fine. And my oven is, oh, oven's ready. My oven is preheating to 375 Fahrenheit. What I'm gonna do is bake it in this little wooden thing that it came in. So cheese goes back in, I'll put the cover right on the bottom. It's ready to bake, but not yet. Can't forget my garlic and rosemary. So what I'm gonna do is just pop this on a lined sheet because you never know, it might drip. And I'm gonna use this after for my bread, so easy. And then I just chopped up a bunch of garlic and rosemary. And I'm just gonna pop this right on top, kind of press it in a little bit. Sometimes I'll put honey on this, but today I'm not feeling it. Some flaky salt, some black pepper. Now I can just pop this into my oven. I usually cook it for around 15-20 minutes until I can just like jiggle, and this will be all like loose and gooey. And you can tell because it'll jiggle. Nice little bowl of sourdough. It's gonna be delicious. Just transferred over my cheese into my plate. Bread, very lightly toasted. I don't like to toast it up completely because I don't want to rip my mouth up. There's dinner. What I like to do, fresh out of the oven, oh my gosh. I'll just mix this all up so that cheese is all incorporated with the rosemary and the garlic. Then I just pop it on a piece of bread. Melted cheese with garlic and rosemary. It's so good. Perfect, lazy girl dinner. I'm going to go enjoy this now, but thank you for coming along on my dinner adventure this week. Hope you got some inspiration or at least some entertainment. What was your favorite dinner that you had this week? Please let me know so I can make it. See you in the next one.